Beautiful meditation. Yeah, friends, welcome back to the wisdom sharing session with a book called Ikigai. Okay, so do you all see this file, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, yes, masters. So, yesterday we have looked into these topics. We have seen especially like flow, what is flow means, and why we need to learn about flow. Flow takes you to your purpose. Okay, purpose is something meaning to your life. And we have also seen 4 states of mind, right? So, with respect to our vision and how we are in the present moment, whether we are happy or not happy, and if we have a vision, future vision, or no vision. So, like that, we have classified 4 and we have come up with the flow state, quadrangle of flow, which is you have vision in the future vision or long time goal, and you are happy in the current moment. And also we have seen what flow is with respect to skills and task difficulty or challenges. So if both are in proportion, the skill level and difficulty level are in sync, then you get into flow. If there is any fluctuation or deviation between these two, then we will have boredom or loss of interest, or you feel like doing routine things and you don't feel any motivated. Whereas the skill difficulty is too high and you do not have enough skill sets, then you will get into anxiety, frustration, and fear of failure. So we do see these situations in our day-to-day life. So whenever you are in one of these states, then understand, friends, we need to acquire either skill sets or we need to increase our difficulty level. So it will keep moving us into our life with a purpose, right? And we have seen 4 states of flow. One is the struggle phase, and the second is release phase, right? Struggle phase is we are struggling with the new activity or new challenge. We are trying to bring that new challenge into flow. Flow is easily flowing, which where the state of happiness and peak performance is the flow state, right? Where we perform best and we are always happy, where we become one with our task, and where there is no ego and there is no duality. Duality means we don't have this analytical mind, whether it's right or wrong. We just flow with the task. So we have seen that how to attain to the flow. And also these are the attributes contributed to the flow. You get a clarity when you get into the flow state. You get a clarity, you get an inner motivation which make you continue your work and involve deeper, right? And timelessness, you don't feel any time. The task is, you feel task is easily achievable. Once it was very tough and challenging, but once you reach to that flow, you feel it is easily achievable and you get so much deep focus and you feel joy and serenity, peace, right? So we all have experienced in our life, day-to-day life. But we should not live in that. Once we are in the flow with the one task, then we won't be in that state, right? Because once we achieve flow, then after some time that becomes boredom, because we are so perfect, we've been doing for some time, then it doesn't give you any motivation, because you have learned you have to at least either you have to increase the level of complexity, or you have to acquire new areas of uh, new areas of challenges, right? So every time you reach the flow state, and then let the brain relax, and then again you take a new task. So that's how you grow from step to step. And we have seen this, how conscious mind works and subconscious mind acts on our body, right? So conscious mind is the present moment, what we are, and subconscious mind is the from where we act, right? We act, we function from some subconscious mind. Whenever we wanted to do something, we do from whatever is already existed in a subconscious. But we are in the current situation with which where our senses are exposed to the outside world is conscious mind. So whatever you want to see the outcome, actions and results as Y, here is indicated as Y. You want to see a Y event, then what you have to do, you have to see that event in a subconscious mind. If it is not there, then you don't perform, even though you feel that you want to do that task Y, but you don't. If that is doesn't exist in subconscious, you will not feel like doing that, because you will have the fear, you will always have an anxiety, because you don't know how to do that. You never inserted that activity into your subconscious, but you want to do it. You're maybe seeing outside world doing wow things, right? And you want to do. So what you have to do? Yes, you can do it. This is a process of doing it. So you have to put that information into from conscious to subconscious by practicing and acquiring new skills and focus on that task. So give some more consistent time, so it will go into subconscious, and then that's whatever you put in the subconscious, that's how you act. So that is a process, it's a beautiful process. And again, he has given the freedom. Okay, you can always do that courageous task, right? To from conscious to subconscious, you can take that task and take yourself challenged and take that into flow by bringing from conscious to subconscious. That is a freedom. Or some people say, oh, I cannot do it, so they will quit, or whatever they feel, they do it. So you have a freedom, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So we have seen that beautifully yesterday, and we also seen what is the strategy that you need to choose a task or object, or what are your objectives to get a flow state. So we have to choose a difficult task, little bit difficult than what you can do. So because if it is too easy tasks you are doing, then you feel apathy, boredom, right? And the second strategy is have a clear and concrete objectives. So the goals should be very clear and concrete, what you want to do, and who will be involved in your success. Is yourself or your group, or your friends, so your parents. You have to decide that, because you will be needing their help as well in your success. Then the third one is concentrate on a single task. So when you are taking one challenging new task, you definitely have to have a single task mindset. So you should not do any multitasking. So we have seen these things in yesterday's class, masters. Let's get into the different session, how these flow state is utilized by the Japanese masters, because this book is related to the Ikigai, which was implemented by the Ikigai, or Japanese way of life. So continue to that flow. there are some ideas author is giving. The ideas to reach a state of flow is connect with, and when you have that flow state, then only you can connect to your Ikigai, which is your purpose, right? So first, any purpose you wanted to do, you have to make a flow. After that flow, in that flow state, you will understand your that, oh, I love this one, I like to do this one forever, right? So that's how you enter into Ikigai, or you know your purpose. So what he's telling is some ideas. Have a whenever you want you acquire new task, take a technological fasting. Okay, so fasting means just be away from your technology, because you need a lot of focus, concentration on that new task. So what if you want to do that particular day, that means fasting means, you know, keep all the electronics away, or just to go do just to sleep whole day. He's not telling that one. What he's telling is just with your books, be with your book, or contemplate whatever you wanted to do, you know, write down your journal, you know, and read books. So at least you have a no Wi-Fi zone. Or if you want to read a book, go to a cafeteria where there is no Wi-Fi, so that, you know, your mind is focused on a particular task. And he also brings Pomodoro technique. What is that technique is 25 minutes or 50 minutes of work, and take 5 minutes to 10 minutes of rest. So because this is you're taking a challenging task, right? So you need to have some focused time, dedicated time allocated for that task. So what he's telling is just focus on, because in any new challenge or new task, always you don't feel like sitting for a long time, right? You just want to go for a restroom, go for a coffee or tea. You just bored because it doesn't attract you, because this is entirely new task. So what he's telling is you just sit for 25 minutes or 50 minutes, and take 5 minutes or 10 minutes of rest respectively. Okay, so keep that in your mind, that if you're sitting for 25 minutes, take 5 minutes of break. Yeah, because you deserve it, because you're consistently sat, even though it is very new subject. Or if you want to, you have a little bit bigger courageous, then sit for 50 minutes and take 10 minutes of break, so that your mind is slowly soaking that activity or task. Then start with a ritual you enjoy and end with a reward. Okay, start with a ritual means like what you know, be a discipline in your day-to-day routine life. So maybe you know there is some their routine I have copied here, masters. So my daily goals. So what is here, this ritual is talking here is wake up early morning and set an intention for the day and meditate. Okay, say that yes, I'm going to excel in this task. So have those kind of affirmations, say affirmations and meditate. And then drink lemon water or celery water, or maybe whatever morning drinks you have. Not too much coffee, because you feel like, oh, I wanted to have a coffee, then my mind gets active and all. So you may be careful that whenever you are doing this challenging task, it will take you to the all junk food or more coffee. So be aware of that. Don't do that, and drink a lot of water, because it does help. And read in the morning. Okay, and then you have that workout later, then go to work or serve with the society, and then in the evening, family time, dinner time. Okay, then workout, practice music. So this, if you have this ritual, this is a ritual every day, what you do usually, right? So have that ritual, start your day with a ritual and end with the reward, because you have achieved, you have learned new things today. So have a reward, have nicely enjoy your day, like in listening to music or whatever you like to do, like free time. And train your mind to return to the present state. Okay, so always it will deviate from what you're doing, because it's a new task again. So what you have to do, you try to bring your focus to the present moment. So how can you do? Can you do it just normally? No, you cannot do it. It's a very strong mind, right? So it will not come easily. So what you have to do, you have to train it by using mindfulness meditation. Okay, or you can go for a walk, or you can do swimming or singing music, whatever you like to do. So that when you do that, your mind will be again come to the present moment, and then again you start on your task. So work in a space where you will not be distracted, right? So that is obvious. So in order to have a more focus, you have to have a distracted free zone in the initial, because you have begin your new challenges. And divide each activity into groups and assign the place. So when you are starting the new task, again make a divide the big task into small chunks. So it could be like, you may be preparing for a presentation. So have that all the slides, what you want to convey, in a skeleton way, put all the information and in a briefly, in a highlighted way. And then the second zone is you have to go back and do more research and put it in a right order and, right format and, those things. So you have that one. So you categorize in the, so many variations or so many steps you need to work on this presentation or any design, right? So just categorize what you want. So in the beginning stage, you definitely need a dedicated work, because you have to put everything your mind process on that task. So everything gets in a right order and right information gets onto the paper. So you need a dedicated time. And after that, once that is structured, then you can revision you can do, even with your family members, or even, nicely sitting on the couch, you can revise the topic. So like that. So that's what he's telling, like group them and assign a different place where you want to work each category. And then bundle routine tasks. So you need to bundle, whatever you are doing every day, like, cooking, it could be, or making phone calls, or, sending a text messages or emails. You need to dedicate each activity into different time zone, or just do these all extra activities, like, right? You bundle them together and do it in one shot. So it won't take your dedicated time, because you are again working on new challenges. So you really have to have a disciplined mind. Then only you come out of that struggle stage to flow stage. So he has given beautifully here. And anytime, whenever you have a pleasant time or unpleasant tasks, pleasant tasks, what he's telling is, do first unpleasant tasks. Right? In the morning, you dedicate that your whole time, your fresh time into the unpleasant tasks. So where you play the present, whatever you enjoy doing work, you can do anytime throughout the day, but dedicate that whatever the new task or challenging task in the beginning. And here, Pareto principle is 80-20 rule: work less and achieve more. So you also need to follow this principle so you can achieve more. So this is also one of the way of achieving flow. Because what is this one is, like, if you do workout like morning 20 minutes, then 80% of the time or 80% of your day, you can be happy, right? So just you don't have to do 80% of the time workout and only you enjoy 20% of the day. So he's telling, yes, you have to put any struggle, you have to put 80%. So 20%, so you can benefit 80%. Anything, even for a customer service, we do, like, we provide a feature to the customers, and they are so happy with that, and your company gets 80% of the benefits. So like that. So that is a 80-20 rule. So if you are struggling so much in one task, that means it's something you need to revise, because you should not be struggling too much, right? So you need to say, why I'm struggling so much? Means I know it's initially you have to go through the struggle stage, but it should not be forever struggle. Once you overcome, then there might be somewhere you might be missing. You may be overworking on that. So it's like exactly not 80-20, it can be like 70-30 or 75-25, like that, or 60-40. But usually the more should be the benefit and less should be the struggle for any task that you do. So that will lead you to the flow state. But if you are struggling so much, 80%, and your only outcome is 20, then it's really, it will not take you to the flow state. So that's what his Pareto principle says. So we have seen Pomodoro technique, how to do it, set a timer for 25 minutes and work intensely without distractions. If any random thought or pops into your head, write it down. Because it's easy, right? When you are doing like new task, challenging, then your mind wanders, doesn't make you focus on that task. It can be a new job or new task, anything. So what you have to do, yes, write down what is coming and how I am feeling, why it is boring. Okay, you write down. Or you wanted to do some other tasks. No, I want to go and talk to the friend. Write down. Okay, so all the thoughts that it's coming in your mind, just make a note of those things. So when you make a note of those things, it will not repeat while you are doing tasks. That's why he wanted you to write down. Yeah, next, friends. So again, advantages and disadvantages of the flow. So most of you already understand what are the advantages of flow, right? So our goal is to enter into flow. So you will have focused mind, living in the present moment. We are free from worry because it's happy state, right? Flow state is happy state. And hours fly by. So you don't even notice it's time. You feel very quickly. And also we see these situations in a flow in the meditation, right? When we sit in the meditation and master is guiding us through, and once he's done like 1 hour of meditation, you just wake up and you say, it's already done. So that's you went into deep meditation. You don't have a time or place of consciousness of time and place. So we feel in control. We feel like we are, the work or job is in our control. We prepare thoroughly, and you wanted to put more hours because you enjoy doing it, right? We know what we should be doing at any given time. So we know what we have to, where we need to focus. And our mind is clear and overcomes all obstacles to the flow of thought. It's pleasant. You feel so much joy. And our ego fades. Ego means like selfishness or thinking about others, So those things doesn't come into picture when you are in flow. And the disadvantages of distractions, you can easily get from here. Everything opposite to the flow state. And flow in Japan. So how flow is utilized in Japan, right? Because Japan is very happy living country, and there is a Ogini is a place where most of the people live very long life. So they always flowing with their Ikigai. They always have a purpose. Whatever they do, they have a purpose, or they have a meaning of doing every single job. So that's why they're always in a flow state. So, and first word in Japanese lessons they learn is ganbaru. Okay, ganbaru is a Japanese word, and that means persevere, right? Or stay firm by doing one's best. So stay firm. So when you have this perseverance quality, then you will always courageous. You stick to the task. You become very strong, firm, isn't it? So even though you fall down, immediately you get up. So you are consistent with the task. So that is the first word everybody they learn in Japan. That's why they show that perseverance in every task they do. Doesn't matter if it is a tough or easy. And all the retirees, they never retire. They always work actively, right? Even if they retire from their job, that particular person would go to farm and help their society or their family members, right? So he always actively working. They don't have any word called retire from life. And college students also in the evening time, they just go and work in the stores or in whatever work, or in the family do the chores. So they always actively involving in the tasks. That's why they live very happy life. And they always create new technologies, right? We find so many parts, electronics technologies from Japan, because they always innovate new items. And when they create new technologies, they persevere the old styles. Also, they just keep those styles as well. They don't want to just forget whatever they were doing in the olden days. They keep that and improve their technologies. And art of the takumi is like artisans. So artisans is who does like handcraft uh, things. So they have these Toyota employees takumis, they artisans to make screws by hand, because some particular screws the Toyota company needed for their cars. So that particular screws are handmade, and that is made in Japan. Okay, so they make these artisans to make those screws. So that is their art masters. And they also do turnable needles, right? So I think the round turnable is like a round needles, also handmade in Japan. And famous brands of makeup brushes in West. So whenever you do these makeup brushes, could be, or any type of paint brushes and all, they all are made in, most of the famous brands are made in Japan, because they flow with that when they make, or they, I think, handmade those brushes by carefully taking that bristles and put them together, and see if they are in proper order, so they just clean everything and make sure they meet the quality and all. So they are very involved with the task, whatever task they take. So that's why these are the some very sensitive or very precise tasks are taken by the Japanese. Okay, then Steve Jobs in Japan, right? So there is always Steve Jobs was very much connected with the Japan and their styles, right? So he every year he used to make a visit to Japan, and even this book says he adopted some of the technologies or some of the styles when in an initial stage of his Apple invention. So he was very much fascinated and inspired by their country's artisans and engineers. Okay, he used to visit this Sony company, and philosophy. He used to follow the Zen philosophy, the spirituality. And also he uses this design. He loves this sushi from Japan. So he was very much inspired by their technology, and he adopted in his Apple invention. And those people, when they interviewed the Japanese people, how they work, what they work, and they came to know that when they get down to work, they both become one with the object and reach in a state of flow. That is, whatever work they are doing, right? The person and the object, they become one. They are basically, they interact with that object. So totally involved, immersed with that task, whatever they are doing. So they become one, because that is the flow concept, is to become one with what you are doing, right? So they always, when they are in the work, they just all total focus is on that task. That's why they don't worry about their problems. They don't see what is happening in the outside world. So they are completely immersed with that task. That's how they reach. They are always in a flow state. That's why they enjoy that work. And they know they are very perfect in how to get job done, and they know how to get into flow, right? Because they know that struggle is part of the flow. So when we don't know what flow is, then as soon as you get into the some struggles or struggle stage of the flow, then you have a tendency of quitting, because you don't know that that's a part of flow. There is no other way, right? So if it is naturally coming, means again maybe it's coming, it's already in your subconscious mind and you are doing that naturally. But even whoever does naturally also, they always strive to grow themselves. They take new challenges. That's how they climb high. And they think that Japanese think that nature has a spirit or God, right? Even we all know that we have come from nature, everybody, because body, the physical body is the nature. It came from our all 5 elements. So that's why they interact with the nature, because any object you work, that object again there's material or whatever came from nature, right? So we are nature. So we have soul. Nature is, again, if you're understanding, most of you, we are on in spiritual path, so we understand that we are made out of the physical body, like 5 elements, and also we have a soul, which is consciousness, right? So we are made out of 2 parts. Soul is always growing, and physical body is like just we took a physical form, so to grow. That is the only way for the soul can grow. So that is the nature. So that's why the nature is a God or a spirit, that they can interact with that. And they bring technology and nature together and become union with it, right? So any technology they work. So because again, technology, what is technology? Again, it is again nature. Everything has come from nature. So whatever we are seeing, this whole wide world, what is that one? It's a nature, made out of nature. And we have come from nature, right? So there is no question that we cannot interact with the nature or object. That's why some people talk with the vessels, some people talk with the trees, right? They talk with birds or insects, because we have come from those nature elements, right? We all know that we have come from plants, minerals, and then plants and animals, then human body, right? So that is our evolution. So that is a mantra they follow. They are always involved with that object and they talk with that object. So they have a close interaction. That's how they get into flow when they are working on that. And even if they are working on the clay or iron, if they are doing any iron things, using the iron, or if they are making some ceramics using clay, they interact, because again, iron and clay, again, it came from nature, right? So always they take everything as a talking object. So they can talk with everything and they make it as beautiful as possible, as precise as possible. They don't just say like, oh yeah, it's my job, it's done, finally, let me go home, right? What do you go do again when you go home? You just again sit on the TV and or eat some all junk food and all, right? So what they do is they just complete the task as if that is their life. When you think that is your life, then it's just everywhere is joy, right? You don't feel like, oh, this is done, now I'm going into the next phase. Okay, next phase, again more. When you have these couple of phases that you categorize, name and fame, then you have all these feelings, emotions, right? Attachment, frustration. But you go with the flow and you just think that, yes, whatever I'm doing for a purpose and a meaning, then there is no tomorrow, tomorrow, they say when they work on a Monday, oh, it's again Monday. When they come in a Friday, they say, oh, thank God it's Friday. So what makes a difference, right? Day is a day. Your all 365 days are equal. So that's how we have to work. So you always have a joy. So yeah, here Steve Jobs used to follow this read every year, autobiography of yogi masters. Most of us start our journey with this book. So he always used to carry that book wherever he goes. And then whatever they follow sophisticated simplicity and attention to details. So they are very keen into whatever they are doing. They put so much of attention to the details. They just don't do like, oh, it's done something. So they always come up with a creativity. And simplicity means it's like you may think, oh, they are like very lazy, or they make everything simple. No, it's a sophisticated simplicity. It means it's very make the task as simple as possible and very detailed. So they never get bored whenever they do any task. So we have seen that. So here is a chef. For example, if you take a chef, so they always work. Some people work forever as a chef, right? So we make question that why they don't get bored, because that is their ikigai, right? Every day they make their dish very creative, right? They interact with that dish, they talk with that dish, and they get so much happiness when they serve to the people. So much joy they feel when the customer says it's delicious or tasty. They feel so much of happiness, right? Because they put that love and the attention to the whatever they cook. So that's their ikigai. So that's why they never get bored. And they take pleasure, whatever they work, they take a pleasure of every single task. And so when you are in that ikigai or in a purpose, because serving is a purpose, because they are serving to the world, they may be getting the money. Money is a secondary, but the main thing is to serve the society, right? We have seen the ikigai. You have to have a love what you love, you have to do, and then you have to see what you are gifted, what you are good at, and then what is your profession and what world needs. So they follow these 4 categories whenever they do work. And if you don't have, doesn't mean you can create one, right? Any stage you can create one. And they work, they put that object, body and mind as a union. They bring everything, whatever they work, they are very focused, body, mind, and the object. They become one. So that is the flow state. Never consider expanding the business and looking into money. So they never have that money-minded nature, right? They don't do because they need more money. They do because they see their purpose and the joy, right? Serving others with pleasure. So when they have those qualities, they don't feel like money, because we are living, why we are living? To live happy life, purposeful life, pleasure, right? Pleasant life. So when you are getting everything, what else you need? So that is their mantra. They just live. They don't feel like, they don't want to expand their business. They just work however long they need it. And there is a studio, Ghibli studio is in Tokyo. So there is this director make everyone draw with the pen on a paper. Every single details, whatever. I think most of the animation movies are shooted pens. So what they do, they don't use computer to do the animation. We nowadays we are all using the animation on the computer, right? And do the movies. But that person there, director, makes everyone draw. He draws himself and shows them every detail, like birds or the trees or human, everything he will draw from frame to frame, all everything he puts on the paper, and then he create a movie. So that's how creativity they bring in, masters. So then when they are in that character, so they are in a flow state. And they can beautifully articulate when they are putting their mind, body, and their hands on the paper. They can express very well, right? That's why whatever they create, like they in these movies, they say that forests also have emotions, and trees have a feelings. So that's how those movies are depicted. And also, if they have a robots, they make a friend with the robots. They feel like they are human bodies and they have a spirit. That's how they interact with that, because at the end it also came from nature. And they also show friendship with the birds. They talk and everything. So those are the characteristics he shows in those animated movies. And when they are in drawing, they all show flow. And here the proverb is, masters, can someone really retire if he's passionate about what he does? Right? There is no question of retiring because he's enjoying what he's doing. And when he enjoys, he lives long. That's why they live the youngest one living is, I think, 87 or 90 years. Yeah, we will see more in next session. See, and also hugging tree is very important, friends. Whenever, we always say in our spiritual sessions, we say that, yeah, if you are feeling low or if you are little upset or something is bothering you, have a nature walk or hug a tree, because Mother Nature will take care of everything, right? So walk with a barefoot in a grass. So those things, because we are the nature beings, right? We are nature beings. So Mother Earth or we or nature, trees, everything is same. So that's why and they have more, because we have a mind. That's why we have all these negative emotions, but they always are ready to help us. So just have interaction with the trees and nature. And yes, master. So we have this reclusive, Einstein. Reclusive means living in a solitary life. Solitary life means it's not that you completely away from the society or world, but you just have your own business. You know what you are doing, right? So most of the inventors, like say here we have Einstein. So he was always he plays with the formulas, mathematic equations, and he also plays a music, violin. So he has this ikigai or his purpose, right? Purpose in two different areas. So whenever he is not playing with his formula, he plays with the instrument. He plays a music. But whenever he's doing with the not doing a music, he will be inventing some new equations or new formulas. So that's how he find this ikigai. So these people, some people, they just live in solitary life because they are living for a bigger purpose. They don't want to waste and go do all the all unnecessary things, right? Just interacting and not living in a purposeful is not their job. So they protect their spaces and control their environment because they're very dedicatedly they have to work whenever they do some research. So that's why they create their own individual time and space. And they all know that how important it is to have a solitary life. And there is one more thing here, master, microflow, enjoying mundane tasks. So, because every day we have to do these day-to-day chores, right? It could be cooking or doing laundry or, doing vacuum or lawn moving, all those things every day, no matter what, we have to do it to keep our house clean or to keep our body healthy. So, but even sometimes we get so much of frustration doing those work, daily chores, right? So what he's telling is you have to have a microflow, means small flows, whatever you do. So no, it doesn't need to be like a flow. Is don't think that it's a flow has to be a one big task and then only you show flow. No, everything, every moment you can live in a flow. How? By doing these activities. Just think, play with that. You know, even Bill Gates used to wash dishes, and he used to, while cleaning dishes, he used to think, oh, plates time, now it's a cleaning forks time, or it's a spoon time. So he used to play with those, utensils, and that's how he used to feel joy. So he basically interacts with those utensils. So when you interact with those, you only have a joy. There is no frustration, right? When you do, just I have to finish this job. Yeah, I need to go and do. Where are you going and where are you running, right? Just do it slowly and interact. Whatever at the same time it 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 takes, whenever you are, even if you are doing fastly or slowly, it doesn't take more time. But when you are doing faster and you wanted to just get away from this work, then what happens? You lose your mind. You get stress, right? So when you lose stress, then again to catch up again, then after doing that, you sit for a meditation. Then it takes for a while to catch up. But if you enjoy your work, what you're doing, even dishes or anything, then after that also you're always in a joy moment. Even if you sit for the meditation, you will be joy. Even if you're not doing your meditation, you will be still joy. So every moment, that's why Master says, not only during meditation, every task you do, be a joy. Do same like a meditation. Getting so much of peace and have fun with that task. So that's how you have to achieve microflow in everyday our mundane tasks. And here another example he mentioned is elevator operator, right? She's been doing like a 30-40 years as a elevator operator. So imagine, master. So what she does, she enjoys her job. How? Because she greets everyone. Hello, she says so politely, very happy, right? It's another day, a new day, a new life begin. Every day they live as a new day and live new life. So she greets everyone, opens the elevator door, and again waves her hand. Bye, enjoy your day, right? And then again, if nobody is there, she gives tea, or she offers some help. Hey, do you need water? Can I get water or tea? So she'll be just interacting. So always those people always they live long, masters, because they just live so happy life. They always offer help to others. But whereas we sometimes what we do, we feel, oh my God, this is so frustrating. Every day you have to press the button. Every day you have to be standing up. Yes, of course, if you feel that is your boring, then yes, you are going to bore, right? Bored. So you have to find everything, whatever you do, a pleasure. So this lady used to do that, and she doesn't matter, it's 30 years or 40 or 100 years, she will still do it happily because there is no bore in that. She enjoys what she does. And you see some doodling in the classroom or conferences or whistle while painting, right? So whenever you bored in the classroom, you doodle. So that is also good sign, because it's just maybe nothing to learn, it's like just boring. So what you do, you just draw on a piece of paper. Most of us do. I used to do, master, when I was in the school. I don't know, I did out of boredom or out of interest, lack of interest. But yeah, and again, painting. When you paint, some people whistle, or sing. Yeah, I remember whenever I clean dishes, I used to clean dishes when I remember, I think starting from second or third grade onwards. So I used to sing a song, like, everything I do, whatever, brooming or always singing, I remember. And as soon as someone sees me, I just close my eyes as a shy. So yeah, so when you have that kind of attitude, you just enjoy your life, right? It doesn't feel like you're doing. And we have to turn our routine task into moment of microflow. Means just enjoy with it, play with it, everything, whatever you do. So yes, master. So this is a microflow. And instant vacations, getting there through meditation, right? So how can you get to that flow state quickly. So definitely one of the tool is meditation, right? So we can go into that flow state very quickly. So I'm sure, Master, most of us have come into this journey of meditation, and it is taking us to new life, isn't it? So we are identifying what we are lacking, and we are identifying what is our negativities and how to correct those, and how to make our mind peace and calm. Definitely, we are all trying to do that, right? So meditation is a tool; it's a handy tool. So let's utilize that and get into clear our mind, that cluttered with all past memories and belief systems and habits. And the most important thing is to focus on the journey, not on the results, right? So when we say that when you are sitting in the meditation, just don't have any intention that you're going to have that deep meditation and you want to have a vision because my friend had. No, just why you are sitting for a peace, for a pleasure, right? You make your mind calm and empty your mind. That is the only goal, right? So sit with that intention and results are automatically taken care, right? And we every day we see 60 to 70,000 of thoughts, isn't it, Master? So when we have so many thoughts, I don't think we get into this flow state easily. So what we have to do, we have to calm ourselves before. If anybody wants to go into flow, they cannot go with the so much busy lifestyle to the flow state. It's very hard. They may think, yes, they are in the flow, but not. It's not really flow. They're always struggling and always they are, they wanted to just get away from that work. So those are the things, attitude will be coming. But when you are calm and very peaceful, then you easily go into flow state. You understand everything. Your memory increases. You have listening skills increased. So our goal is to keep empty our mind or reduce our thoughts. And then he says that humans are ritualistic beings, right? Ritualistic means we have some day-to-day activities in a certain way, certain style, certain discipline. So enjoy your day as a rituals. So we have seen that, one daily routine. Rituals means have a daily routine. What are the things that you want to have? And use that ritual to enter into flow. So when you are disciplined, when you are organized your day, okay, then you use your time very efficiently. And that takes you to the flow state because you have categorized where fits what, right? So that is have a ritualistic day. And happiness is in the doing, not in the result. So whatever task you are doing, do with a happiness. Don't do that because, oh, my manager is seeing or I want to show my peers or appreciate. Don't do that. You have given a task. You have chosen that task. Do it right now, right? And have this goal. What is the goal? You want to serve society. You want to help your teammates. You want to help the company. So that should be your attitude, right? So when you have that attitude, money flows automatically, right? So nobody take away your money, but you work very joyfully. So that's how you have to work anytime. And have a micro flow, enjoying mundane tasks. Yeah, we already seen these things, masters. And using flow to find your Ikigai. So every time, in order to find your purpose, you have to go into flow state, right? So in order to go into flow state, what you have to do? Calm your mind and meditate and choose a task and follow these guidelines, right? How to attain the flow state. How should be your environment? How should be your time management? What type of task? When you choose a task, how you have to choose. So those are the things that when you follow, then you easily going to flow, and that flow takes you to the Ikigai. So it's not like one task you find flow masters. No, everything you do, you flow. You see, bring yourself into flow state, and then after seeing all the activities, then you have now opportunity to find what you really want to do and what world needs. Purpose means what? You find a meaning of your life. What is the meaning of your life? It's not that just you came here and you earn money, you enjoy your life and gone. That's not the meaning. Meaning is for world, right? For you, first you, and then family, and then world. So how did you use yourself, utilized yourself to the world, society? So that is the purpose. So first you have to do these exercises, so easily you will identify your purpose. So flow is mysterious. It is like a muscle. The more you train it, the more you will flow. Hence, be your Ikigai. So it's not that it's impossible, right? Whoever you have seen, like musicians or athletes, they all are they are in flow. That's why they could able to reach to that peak performance state. How did they do that? Because they always practice, and they become perfect. Okay. And then they are flowing very easily. So it is easily, anybody can attain that. Yeah, we'll come to this exercise little later, masters. And yeah, let's see the masters of longevity in Japan. So there, the people that I told you, the youngest living master there is 87 years. So these are some of the masters, they lived this many years, masters. So they are called super centenarians, right? So they crossed 100 years. So people who live 110 years of age are more than 300 to 450 in the world. So most of we have seen those blue zones, right? Sindhuja ma'am had showed us our blue zones where all the people are living more than 100 years. So we see 300 to 500 people expanding throughout the world. So here 117 years, Misao Okawa. Okay, so what her mantra is, eat and sleep and you will live a long life. You have to learn to relax, isn't it, master? So maybe, her purpose is just, maybe she got just eat and sleep. Maybe everything is covered. She maybe, definitely she will talk to around, right? When she's happy, she definitely, people can go and see her and get the happiness and joy by seeing her or by talking to her. So her mantra is always staying happy. So definitely she motivates others. Maybe she have a good conversation with them. If anybody is having a bad day that day, maybe by talking to them, she brings joy. She spreads her joy and happiness. So that is her mantra. And the other lady, Maria Capovilla, lived 116 years. And she says, I have never eaten meat in my life. So she's purely vegetarian. So I'm happy and I give thanks to God who keeps me going. I never thought I would live so long. So she always shows gratitude to God, to the universe. So because she is so happy and she never ate meat, she's always a vegetarian. So she always shows gratitude in her day-to-day life. That's why she says she was able to live longer. And the other lady, Calment, 122 years. So she says everything is fine. So I think she accepts everything as is. Even the sorrow comes or happiness comes, she take it is equally, right? There is no duality, I think. Secrets may have been her sense of humor. As she said on her 120th birthday, I see badly, I hear badly, and I feel bad, but everything is fine, right? So she says, even though I cannot see properly, I cannot hear properly, okay, I have this hearing problem, my vision problem, and even though if I feel bad, but I accept everything. Everything is fine. Because when you accept everything, it doesn't bother you, right? Even though you suffer with a disease or anything, it doesn't stay longer. It doesn't bother you because it does its own work. You do your own work, right? So that is her mantra. That's why she lived 122 years, masters. So accept everything as it is. That's what Morita theory says, right? We have seen in logotherapy and Morita theory therapy. And the other one is Walter Brewing. She lived 114 years. If you keep your mind and body busy, you will be around a long time, right? So you have to always keep your mind and body busy. So always have an active life. So always you do something and contribute to the society. So always live a purposeful life, meaningful life. Then you will have a happy life. And she says, eat only 2 meals per day. He had a habit of helping others and he wasn't afraid of dying because you are born to die, isn't it? See how easily she has taken death. Because yes, it's a truth, universal truth. When there is a birth, there is a death. But what you're going to do in between, that matters most, masters. Have a great imprint on this earth. When you go back, the people have to learn, cherish from whatever you have taught, right? And make this earth, planet earth, as in a beautiful shape. So that's her mantra. And Alexander Image, 111 years. I just haven't died yet. He never took alcohol. He's so happy that he's still alive because he's in so happy, enjoy his purposeful life. So he's very glad that he's living, still living. He never thought about dying. So these are their secrets, master. Definitely, we have so much to learn from these masters, from their secrets. And this is our last slide. So thank you, everyone, masters. And I think I want to take you to these questions for you to introspect and give a thought process to these questions. So write all activities in your life make you, again, we're going to do in the next session, we're going to have some exercise work, the workshop session type we'll have next week. And we will go through all these questions and we'll try to identify our purpose. Okay, but let's have these questions so you can just have your thoughts going on. So write your all activities in your life that make you enter into flow. So if you had any flow that you are very happy doing, any happy moment tasks, what you like to do, you write down those and then ask yourself these questions, right? So what activities that drive you to flow have in common? So write down everything that makes you do happily you wanted to do those. So write down and what is the common, identify. And why do these activities drive you to flow? Why you are doing so happily these activities? Write down those. Because this is activity for us to identify our purpose, right? What you want to do really. You understand yourself, basically. You are trying to understand your personality, who you are. So write down. And for example, your all activities are most like doing ones that you practice alone or with others. Okay? Are you doing alone or you want to do along with others? So write those down. And do you flow more when doing things that require you to move your body or just to think? Right? So you are a thinking person or you are a moving person. So what type of person you are? So some people are like, they think. So they try to think in their mind, and they go into that thought process mode. Okay. So they have a visualization and all those things going on. Whatever they do, they always think. So in these answering these questions, you might find underlying ikigai that drives your life. So you will understand what kind of personality you belong to, and from there you know what you really want to do for others, right? First, whatever, when you think for what world needs, you see what you want to like, right? What made you so happy? What probably so you were so struggling and something helped you that brought you out of those struggles, and you want to contribute same thing, right? So write down those things. So what made you, what brought you to this level, so you are enjoying your life now. So you think we all want to contribute the same thing to others so they can benefit? So that is what meditation taught us, masters. So that's how you identify your purpose. So whatever benefited you, you want to give it to others. That's what you help society and world. So world means you don't think about the big world. You first think about you, then help your family, your kids or your spouse or your parents, your siblings, see around. Okay, if anybody's struggling, maybe you try to reach them and offer your whatever you want to give without any force or without any hesitation, right? So, and also slowly you reach to others. So when you are ready with these qualities, master, our universe already send you the right person. This right person will approach you, right? So everybody come and contact you for a reason. Either you have to learn from them or either you have to teach them. So that's how it works. That's how we attract energies. If you don't have any flows, if you haven't had any flow state, then keep searching by going deeper into what you like, by spending more of your time in the activities that make you flow, right? So nothing, no worries, right? At least now, we know that we need to identify what we like to do. So now at least start our journey. So nothing is too late, masters. Also try new things that are not on the list of what makes you flow, but they are similar and that you are curious about. Correct. So maybe some things you are already in a flow state. So identify, because you want to grow. You want to add new things into your plate. Right? So identify what else might be missing, what else you want to achieve in this life journey. So write down those, because we have so much of power. You can achieve whatever you wanted. You are almost like a creator, right? So you can create whatever you want. So slowly start creating those one at a time. And for example, he says, like, if a photographer is something that drives you into flow, you could also try painting, right? Once your photography is like you've been doing since so long, now you're like, you are very good at it. Yeah, continue as a profession, but also add something else like a painting, and you probably may paint and you may donate that painting to someone so somebody can be happy. Okay, so you may bring change with your painting, so start doing that. Or you might want to do something else. And also, if somebody is doing snowboarding already and they are very good at it, that then they have to expand their skills by doing surfing. So they need to try and expand their area of expertise into surfing. So that's what this author brought up, this flow. So yes, master. So these are the some things, and again we revisit in a next session. But I just thought of sharing with you today, so you all can think through and come up with the new ideas and your tasks. Thank you, Masters. Thank you, everyone who joined today with me to listen to me patiently. And yeah, this is what I understood from this book called Ikigai. So I would like to listen to you, Masters, and learn from your experience as well. So thank you so much, and gratitude to each and everyone.
Thank you, Swarna ma'am. Beautiful and so elaborately have explained. You know, I have read this book, but today it was like, you know, revisiting and, you know, revising it, memorizing it, you can say. So beautifully and elaborately have explained, and it was so beautiful. Thank you. And slides were absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for your knowledge. And I must thank you, because immediately after finishing Buddha's Wife, you so willingly, you know, accommodated yourself for this also. I knew, you know, we both knew, you know, me and Lakshmi knew it was not fair to ask you, but still you yourself came up and you know, so sportingly you accepted it to do it. And you were so good. I mean, within 3 days, I think you came up with your slides. That was so wonderful, you know. So much of burden was taken off our shoulders. Thank you, and very grateful to you and the whole team who has been conducting this. Very beautiful, ma'am. Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you, Nainaji. Thank you so much for the kind words. Yeah, it is a collective work, and your all inputs and Chandra's input, because of you all guided us to bring these slides beautifully. So thank you very much for your encouragement and support.
Hi, Swarna ma'am. Very well presented. It was so nice listening to you. I think it was so much better than reading the book. Even though I have read the book, it was so much of clarity was there, and your practical applications, that how you can apply in day-to-day life. And you know, sometimes I was just thinking about all these things, that what is your like Ikigai, because I remember many Diwalis before, we had this competition in office. So 4 of us had enrolled, 4 of my friends, and each of us were in different teams. That particular day was so hectic that we were given some time, like 2 hours or something, to prepare something, you know, something creative. We were supposed to, we're doing diyas and all, you know. And that day, all the 4 of us, it was so hectic. We couldn't do it all, the 4 of us together. We just took time in between. Whenever we found time, we just added 2 things. We didn't like that. And we went, and we got some prize also. So we were all like, okay. It was a rush time that day, and we had no time. We're just running around with our work and getting back to things, and adding to that, because we created so many varieties of diya decoration. That was the competition about. So different of the CD. I mean, so many things we did. So I was just thinking about all those things, and you're telling, you know, it just came to me, like all those memories. And you're just telling, do something on a day-to-day basis, do something which you're passionate about, you like, you know, it can be, you know, just you're telling about the mundane task we do, enjoying it. All this wonderfully explained, ma'am, because I was just going through every day how it goes, and when you're telling, and there are so many times we do enjoy that. That's a wonderful suggestion, and going about our daily life. And hats off to your commitment. Like, you know, you quickly picked up after Buddha's wife, and you gave so much of your time with all the efforts with presenting, and you know, going through the flow. And it's just the flow, the how it is going. All your masters have taken up this task, from Sindhuja and all Sureka ma'am. Just going with that flow, I can feel that how beautifully it is coming up. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. Beautiful words. Thank you so much. Yes, this meditation is bringing us to find our flow and our ikigai. So yeah, it's collective work again, ma'am. So you all contributed as well with your inputs and feedback. So that made us to deliver what we deliver. So thank you very much.
Divine evening and morning to all the masters. Swarna ma'am, your style of oration, of talking is so beautiful that I don't feel like leaving your session even for a minute. So every word I listen very carefully because it's so inspiring and so helpful that it makes life easier and more beautiful, interesting, and miraculous. Because many of the times we get tired, frustrated, and we feel like leaving everything. Like even if we are in the flow, we feel like now it's enough. Now I don't want to continue with it, and all such sort of thoughts we come across. Especially I come across many times. But after listening to your session, it has empowered me so much that even like I used to think that I will live for more than for not more than 80 years, maximum of 85 years. But now I'm feeling so much like living a healthy, happy life of more than 100, 120 years. Like because life is always giving us like, and we if we give to the life, we always get whatever we want in multiplied quantity. So it's really beautiful to live this type of life. If we develop such, cultivate such habits, we never get tired, we never get bored, never get frustrated, and we always keep going, and we stay healthy and young till the end of our life, which for me will be 120 years at least. Thank you, Swarna ma'am. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow. Beautiful Jagrati, ma'am. What a courage and what a sweet words. Yes, there is a book called I Want to Live 120 Years. So you should read that. And yeah, definitely I echo with whatever you said. So yes, we feel always we wanted to switch from one task to other task. Oh, it's done, then again. But have to have a flow from task to task. Also, we have to have a flow, right? So of course we have to play different roles, right? At work, at the family life, and with the friends and society, everything. But have the same attitude, carry same attitude and same flow. Okay, it's done. Now let's go into the different work like that. So when you make that playful, then everything is so beautiful. You do so many things, you achieve, so happy. So yeah, I started experiencing, ma'am, and especially with this book, I feel like wow, I am living in this flow. This presentation is not my way actually, but I loved every each and every slide that I was making. I was like fully involved with my slide. I felt like it's my slide. I hug you. Oh, I want to make you beautiful, right? And when you have that, you want to put right content that is useful for others. So that it's automatically comes, ma'am. So when you have that attitude, because this is vibration, we're all energies. So yeah, beautifully you said. Thank you, Jagriti, ma'am. So we all will learn from you, and we're looking forward for your wisdom sessions too. So thank you very much. Yes, masters.